Alright, as you've already seen from the title, yeah, it happened. The strongest style in Blue Lock rivals, Kaiser, just got nerfed. And not just any nerf, it was a silent one. No announcement, no mention in the update notes, and I had to double check the entire changelog twice just to confirm I wasn't missing something. But it's true, Kaiser was stealth nerfed, and that's what we're diving into today. Now, in yesterday's video, I said the update only added Loki and nothing else. No buffs, no nerfs, nothing. Well, I take that back. Turns out I missed something big, because what we did get, behind the scenes, was a nerf to arguably the most powerful style in the game. Kaiser's been dominating the meta for a while, and now he's finally been reeled in a bit. Personally, I'm not too mad about it. I've said before in past videos that Kaiser needed just a little tuning, especially his speed. And yeah, the devs did nerf the speed of Kaiser Impact, but they didn't stop there. They also reduced its effective range, so now he doesn't just move slower, he also doesn't reach as far when using that move. It's a big shift, especially for people who built their whole game around Kaiser. Before we unpack that more, I want to circle back to something I forgot to talk about yesterday, and that's the spin skip system. If you've ever sat there grinding out lucky spins, you know you're not watching every spin animation. You're clicking skip over and over, especially if you've got hundreds of spins saved up. And usually the game protects you. If you pull a world class or a mythic, it locks the spin button for a second so you don't accidentally skip something rare. But guess what? That doesn't happen with Loki. Yeah, the rarest style in the game, Master Rarity, 0.013% drop rate, and it has no protection. You can skip it without even knowing. And I've seen it happen to players. I saw ticket after ticket on the official support server. People saying they accidentally skipped Loki because there was no pop-up, no delay, nothing. And honestly, I can't even blame them. It's baffling, really. I mean, no offense to the devs, but this isn't a complicated feature. The code already exists. All they had to do was plug Loki into the existing spin lock system. That's it. But for some reason, they didn't. Or they forgot. Or maybe it bugged out. I don't know. But I do know that a bunch of people lost their chance at Loki because of that. And honestly, that stings. Even I might have skipped Loki without knowing. I spun over 700 lucky spins across multiple accounts and didn't get him. Not even the flow. And I was clicking so fast I didn't check every drop. Who knows? I might have pulled Loki and skipped him without realizing. I'll never know for sure, but what I do know is that the system failed a lot of people. And I feel for those people. Seriously, I've seen comments from players saying they used over 1,000. Some even 1,500 spins and didn't get Loki. And then there's the handful who did get him, but accidentally skipped him because of the missing lock feature. That's just rough. And this is on top of everything else going on with the update. Like I said yesterday, I love this game. I've been playing for over half a year, but this update, which was supposed to bring the game back from a decline, is starting to feel like it did the opposite. Yes, Loki himself is amazing. The animations? Top tier. Better than anything Krollo's done, honestly. But that's only if you get him. And 99% of players won't. Anyway, back to Kaiser. I personally think this nerf brought him to a more balanced state. And to be honest, I've said this multiple times before in older videos, that Kaiser needed just a bit of a speed reduction to not feel overwhelmingly broken. But now, not only did they nerf his speed, they also reduced the distance on Kaiser Impact. I mean, the Kaiser, who honestly was one of the best, if not the best style in the game, he did get nerfed. But personally, I think it was more of a balancing move than a straight-up downgrade. Specifically, they reduced the speed on Kaiser Impact, and the distance it covers has also been noticeably lowered. I've seen comments in my past videos where people argued that Kaiser needed a nerf. At the same time, I've also seen tons of people saying that if they touched his Kaiser Impact even a little, he wouldn't feel like a true world class anymore. No joke, go check out my previous videos, especially the ones where I talked about nerfs to Kaiser and Sei, and you'll see people begging the devs not to touch him. They were saying he's supposed to be overpowered to stay accurate to the manga. But now, in this update, which already caused a lot of frustration, they went ahead and nerfed his Kaiser Impact anyway. And yeah, I still stand by what I said earlier. I think he's more balanced now. But if you disagree, let me know in the comments. I'd actually love to hear your thoughts on this. Let's talk drop rates. Loki's drop rate from lucky spins is 0.013%. That's less than 1 in 7,000. It's brutal. Even after the devs gave out 4 codes that totaled maybe 35 to 40 lucky spins, it barely made a dent. Players like me burned through months of saved codes and nothing. And the worst part? Some of the people who did pull Loki say he's kind of average. Yeah, I've had people DM me and say Loki doesn't live up to the hype. That he doesn't feel like he's worth the 0.013% grind. And here's something even crazier. Base Chigiri, not Nell. Chigiri, just the OG version from the U20 match, is faster than Loki in a straight sprint. You can go watch the side-by-side comparisons on YouTube or TikTok. It's real. So yeah, imagine saving spins for 6 months. Grinding codes. Planning around this massive teased-for-a-month update. Then finally pulling Loki, or thinking you did, and realizing he's not even the fastest style in the game. That'll tilt anyone. But again, I'm not here to hate on the devs. I'm still going to play the game. I still love the world of Blue Lock, and I want this game to succeed. I just think they need to fix some of these missteps before they lose more players. The community's been vocal. We just want to be heard. And real quick before we end, off topic, but I want to know, what other games would you want me to cover on this channel? I've been playing stuff like Basketball Zero, Azure Latch, and a few others. Would you want to see that? Let me know in the comments. I'm all ears. So yeah, Kaiser got nerfed. Silently. And that alone would have been enough drama for the week. But then you add in Loki's drop rate, the missing pop-up bug, the lack of QOL fixes, the skipped balances on styles, and it starts to feel like this update did more harm than good. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the devs are already working on fixes. Maybe they'll address all of this in a hotfix patch. I hope they do. I really do. And before we wrap up this video, I want to ask you guys something a bit deeper. What would you personally do to help Blue Lock Rivals recover from where it's at right now? With all the community frustration, the insanely low pull rates, the lack of meaningful updates outside of new styles, what steps do you think the devs should take to bring this game back up? I mean, we all love this game. That's why we're here. Talking about it, playing it, making content about it. But clearly something needs to change if it's going to grow again. Would you start by adjusting the drop rates for master styles like Loki? Maybe make them slightly more forgiving for active players who've been grinding for months? Or would you focus more on bringing in quality of life improvements, like fixing the visual bugs, improving VFX consistency, giving players better spin tracking, or finally buffing old styles that haven't seen love in ages? Maybe the solution is content, like a new game mode or some kind of in-game event that makes it fun for players to log in beyond just spinning for styles. I'd love to hear what ideas you all have, seriously. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because even if the devs aren't watching, this community always is. And who knows, the best ideas sometimes come from the players themselves. So what do you think? Was the Kaiser nerf justified? Did you accidentally skip over Loki? Do you think Master Rarity needs a guaranteed spin cap? Or even a pity system? And what would you do differently if you were the dev team right now? Let me know in the comments. I want this to be a conversation. And hey, if you made it this far, thank you. Seriously, it means a lot. Hit that like button if you agree with anything I said. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.